Hey, it's your girl Rianne, your one-stop shop for all things tea, and tea shall be served. I'm feeling kind of judgy today, so let's hop onto Reddit, find an Am I the A-hole, and let's go probe someone's problems, talk some ish, and maybe we might even take a lesson or two out of it. Let's go. So, I have found one that says, am I the arsehole for being upset that my husband of almost 20 years forgot my birthday and Mother's Day? I have a lot of trauma surrounding my birthday, New Year's Eve, because of my family drama when I was little. They were more interested in partying on my birthday than giving a little girl a birthday. My birthday was often forgotten about while my 6 younger siblings were doted on for their birthdays. Said birthday quite a lot, didn't get it? But that's pretty sad. My husband and boys know this. I always ask for a simple family dinner that I didn't cook and a clean house. I usually get a dinner, but never have had a clean house from them. The bar is in hell. I mean, the bar is in hell. Goodness me. She continues. Last year, I took the family to Hawaii during my birthday and paid for the entire trip myself. All I asked for was that they organise and pay for anything on my birthday. They forgot, and when I asked what they had planned, they said that they just wanted to hang out at the pool. They didn't even say happy birthday to me the whole day, and they didn't take me to dinner. No gifts, nothing. I mean, they didn't forget. They just don't care. You've taken them on holiday for your birthday. There is no way that they just didn't know this was happening. I thought maybe they had some kind of surprise planned instead. They didn't. Then they did the same thing on Mother's Day. I've been telling them how much this has hurt me. I go all out for their birthdays because I know what it feels like to be forgotten. No one has made an attempt to apologise or make up for it. It's been a year and today they have still not even wished me happy birthday. I feel discarded and forgotten. Yeah, I can see that. This seems just like another symptom of my husband's disengagement, and I'm feeling like it's time for me to leave him. I'm celebrating my birthday by myself today. I don't plan to go back home. Okay, so, what do you think? What do you reckon? I'm saying that she's the arsehole, not her husband and her children. No. And the reason I'm saying that she is the arsehole, not them, is because of a few things. First things first, over here, we do not blame other people for our problems and the things that we are experiencing in life. Sure, there may be narcissistic people in life. Maybe her husband is a narcissist. Maybe he is totally toxic. Maybe he is a drama king, in the way that he is just disregarding her completely and causing all this drama within herself. However, we're not here to look at how other people are. You can never, when you look at problems, say about what other people are doing, because you're never going to be able to resolve it. Like, she's never going to be able to resolve what the other people around her are doing. However, she is responsible. Like we are, like everybody is. She is responsible for where she is in life right now. Go back all them years ago to when she was a kid, and she felt really neglected and left alone. She had a big old family, and she was the only one who didn't get a birthday celebration because it was New Year, and that was totally unfair. As a kid, what can you do other than harboring all that hurt and trauma that it creates? However, now she is a grown woman. She has been in this relationship for 20 years. She is married, she has kids. However, she is in exactly the same position that she was in when she was a child. However, this is of her own doing. Okay? And I think a lot of us can see sometimes we get into cycles of things and it repeats itself and then you're stuck. But you're only as stuck as you want to make yourself. Now, another thing that we're going to recognize here is that every action that we take or we don't take, all the words we say or don't say, are leading us down the path and telling the universe, telling the people around us, telling ourselves that we are exactly where we want to be. So all these years, for 20 years, she has not said anything really, other than, hey, I would like to have a nice dinner. I would like the house to be cleaned. Again, the bar is in hell with that, but that was her request. Yet, nothing has changed. So after the first or second time, should she not have been standing up and saying, excuse me, I've already expressed that this is something that is very sensitive and I would really value being celebrated on my birthday? But she didn't. She just continued on. And don't tell me this is the only disrespect. This is not the only thing that is ignored on her part in this relationship. It's not the only thing. I mean, we're only going to talk about that because this is the information we got, and everything else would be an assumption. But this is going to be of a grander picture. Like, is this woman even valued in her own home? You know? So I think it's really kind of important to point out that loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about being unseen. And a symptom of feeling unseen is not being celebrated. This can be birthdays, it can be Mother's Day, Father's Day, but personal celebrations like anniversaries, achievements. Because when we are celebrated, and it doesn't matter how, you know, okay, she likes to just have a meal and her house clean. But it could be anything, you know, if you want to have a grand gesture, a small gesture, but a gesture done with love. That shows that people value you. Is this woman valued? No. Does she value herself? No. So why would anybody else show her that she is important if she doesn't even think that she's important? Hear me out on this. She has been in this, as we've said, for 20 years in this relationship. She has repetitively asked to be celebrated. By the way, we shouldn't have to ask to be celebrated. Like, this is something that people should do because they care for us. She has repetitively asked to be celebrated, and it has never happened. Why is she still there? Why is she still sitting in a place where she is not cared for? She is not valued. She is not respected. You know, when I look back at the story and it says, this seems just like another symptom of my husband's disengagement. What about her disengagement with herself? How did she go from a child who was not in control of this and then just pushed all the way through life and popped her head up and she's in exactly the same place, but now it's her own doing, right? This is something that she has done to herself. How has she gotten there? Why has she gotten there? Why is she not going, this is enough? You know, it says, and I'm feeling like it's time for me to leave him. You think you should have left a really long time ago, girl. Like, honestly, like, why are you still there? You should have probably left him before you even met him. And that I'm celebrating my birthday by myself today. Do you know what? Like, there is nothing wrong with celebrating your birthday on your own, but it's meant to be coming from a place with interconnectedness, that you want to, that you enjoy that peace and you enjoy your own company. And I know a lot of us go from a place where, you know, can't be bothered with the drama, can't be bothered with the toxic people, and we build our own cocoon and we are happy. And you can genuinely be happy in that. But when you're celebrating a birthday or something that is important to you, in spite of other people, because nobody else is doing, that is when we need to have a really good look at ourselves. That's why she needs to have a really good look at herself and go, I don't really want to be here. What am I doing to make that change? And no one is going to help her because she is the problem. And she is the only one who is going to make that change. I find a lot on these Reddit, am I the arsehole kind of threads, that people know the answer already. Like, she knows that she's not valued in her own home. She knows she should be getting more. But a lot of people wait for others to validate that before going, right, now I'm going to do something. But, you know, you need to have that already within yourself, okay? That's something that we need to develop and that we need to practice. And practice does make perfect. I know it's such a cliche, but practice does make perfect. So she needs to start practicing speaking up for herself. She needs to practice self-love. She needs to practice reflection on her own self and establish where she wants to be in her life. And truly understand that she has that power to make those changes that she wants to see. However, as I said before, and here comes the terrible grammar, she is the arsehole to herself. As we are our own problems in our own lives. She is the biggest problem, and she needs to actually start becoming accountable for her own actions and make that change. So did that or any of that resonate with you? Is that something that you have experienced? Are your birthdays missed? Do you feel undervalued in the family that you have built or the family that you have got, depending on where you are in your own life? I would like to do a simple task exercise with you. So either with a piece of paper, go and grab one now, piece of paper and notebook, or in the comments. And I would like to really see what people have to share. So please do comment regardless of where you're going to write it. First thing I would like you to write is, in a few words, what were your birthdays like in the last 2, maximum 3 years? It doesn't have to be in depth, and you don't need to describe what you did, but I'd like to hear just a word or two about the experience of your birthday. Now, if you need to pause for a moment to jot them down, to have a think, no problem. Then, once you have written that down, leave a little space, a couple of lines, if you're writing it down on paper, or a few returns down on the keyboard. I would then like you to write about what your birthdays were like as a child. Now remember, childhood goes all the way up to 18. So this can be any part of your childhood that stands out the most, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be a really in-depth descriptive sentence. It can literally just be, joyful, upsetting, exciting, lonely, whatever they are. So again, if you need to pause, just pause for a moment and jot those down. Now that you have those two phrases from 2 different parts of your life, I want you to have a look at that space that you left in between. What has happened in that space between that took you from childhood? So maybe you had a really magical childhood and birthdays, and it was full of surprises and joy and family and treats. And now as an adult, what is it like? Is it lonely? Is it still full of joy? Is it still full of treats and magic and love? Or is it, as I said, lonely? Is it quiet? Do you celebrate by yourself? Is it forgotten, like the poster that we were talking about? Or the other way around? Was your childhood birthdays really sad? Not something that you were ever celebrated about, things that, it was never fun. But now it is fun. Or is it just like poster, the original poster? Is it just like her, where they're exactly the same? I want you to look in that little space in the middle, and what's happened or what has not happened. Because now as an adult, now as someone who has grown and moved from that childhood, even though we know it can still really affect us, and I do know that mental health is something that does take time and does need nurturing. So I do want to point out that even though I'll give lots of advice and ideas and we will talk and spill tea, mental health is really important, and there is nothing wrong with finding professional help to support you. So I just really want to make sure that you don't have to go alone, especially when we talk about things from the past that still may be affecting us right now. Okay? So what have you or have you not done in that time? And this is something for you to ponder on, for you to work on, and for you to do some self-reflection with. You are in a position now where you can change how you are celebrated for yourself, not other people, but for yourself. Because when you create that, you start creating boundaries and standards for yourself that then you can apply to the people around you, to the tribe that you have built, to the life that you now lead. Okay, so I want you to come away from this video with that thought, with that reflection. Okay, and it's really worth writing these kind of thoughts and feelings down again in the comments, because I would really like to see where people have come from with their celebrations and where they are right now. To end this video, I would really like you, so if you look down, I have put 2 links down to some meditations. One is quite short and the other is a bit more extended. They are about meeting and spending time with your inner child. Have you met your inner child before? For real, it's an experience that I would recommend to everybody. The first one is for anyone who may be new to meditation, who haven't met their inner child before, or just generally wants to take things slow. You just having a look, you want to dip your toe in. Go for that first one. The one that's slightly longer, the 40 minute one, that one is for people who have either met their inner child before, who have done a lot of meditation or just feel really confident and want to just dive right in. You don't have to choose either of them. You can just do the writing and then that be it. Or you can, find another video that maybe resonates better with you. These kind of exercises are here for personal growth. So you take it as you want to. You do these exercises as you wish. But what I will say is I'm really glad that you have spent your time here, and I am looking forward to seeing you again in the comments and in the next video. So I will speak to you very soon. Take it easy and brew yourself a nice cup of tea.